Hello and welcome to I Enhance Student. I Enhance Student is a segment designed for students who opt their topic, do their research and present them in front of our audience. So today we have Riddhi Sondagar who is student of KES Jayanatilal H Patel Law College, and she is going to enlighten us on her research topic, that is gift deed under Transfer of Property Act 1882. So let's welcome Riddhi.
Greeting to everyone. I Riddhi Sondagar. My today's topic is about gift deed. Firstly, introduction. A gift deed is a legal document through which a person, donor, voluntarily transfer ownership of movable or immovable property to another person, donee, without consideration. Second, governed by section 122 to 129 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882. It must be accepted by the donee during the lifetime of the donor and while the donor is capable of giving. Essentials of valid gift. Section 122 of the Transfer of Property Act. Donor and donee. Donor must be competent person, major, sound mind, capable of making contract. Donee can be any person, natural, legal, must exist at the time of gift. Second, property must be transferable property under the Transfer of Property Act. Second, movable or immovable, tangible or intangible. Third, voluntary transfer must be made without force, coercion, fraud or undue influence. Fourth, without consideration. A gift is always gratitude, no monetary or other consideration is involved. Fifth, acceptance by donee must be accepted during the donor's lifetime. If donee before acceptance gift is void. Registration. Immovable property gift deed must be registered under section 123 Transfer of Property Act plus section 17 Registration Act 1908. Movable property. Delivery of possession is insufficient. Registered, not compulsory. What are consideration as a gift? First, transfer of ownership of movable or immovable property voluntary and without consideration. Second, gift of existing property cannot be future property. Conditional gift, if conditions are valid and lawful. What are not considered as a gift? Transfer for consideration if it becomes a sale of exchange. Transfer of future property invalid under section 124 of Transfer of Property Act. Transfer without acceptance by donee. Gift for illegal, unlawful purpose. Revocable gift if revocation cause is against the spirit of Transfer of Property Act. Types of gift. First, void gift. Gift of future property, section 124 of the Transfer of Property Act. Gift without acceptance. Second, onerous gift, section 127 of the Transfer of Property Act. A gift with liabilities attached. Document accept, donee must accept it with a burden if he accept it. Third, gift to two or more donees, section 125 of Transfer of Property Act. If one does not accept, gift is void to that extent. Fourth, universal gift, section 120 of Transfer of Property Act. Donor gives always all he properties, donee must pay donor's debt before it. Fifth, suspensions or revocations of gift, section 126 of Transfer of Property Act. Gift can be revoked if donor and donee agrees upon a condition which are valid and not against the law. The most important case law. First, Renukuntla Rajamma versus KES Shri 2014 Supreme Court. Facts. Rajamma donor executed a registered gift deed in favor of her daughter-in-law Suvarvamma donee. The deed was unconditional and transferred ownership of the property. However, the Rajamma retained the possession of the house and continued to live in the until her death. Later, disputes arose regarding the validity of the gift deed because the donor had not delivered the possession of the done to be the done. Issue whether delivery of possession is mandatory for a valid gift under the section 123 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882. Judgment of Supreme Court. The court held that the registered gift deed is valid even without the delivery of the possession. Section 123 of Transfer of Property Act under the only a registered instrument signed by or on the behalf of the donor and attached by the list to witnesses. Delivery of possession is not essential once a valid registration gift deed is the executed. Principle: a gift of immovable property and once executed by the valid registered deed is the complete and irrevocable even if the donor continues to enjoy the possession. Second, Tilla Beva versus Manna Beva, 1962 Orissa High Court. In this case, the Orissa High Court dealt with the interrelation of the Stridhan and the woman's property under the Hindu Women Right of Property under 1937. Fact: the dispute was between two women over the property inherited from a deceased male. The question was whether a widow can absolute right or only a limited estate in the property in inheritance. Issue: whether under the Hindu Women's Act to the Property Act 1937 a widow acquires an absolute ownership or only a limited high Hindu woman estate in the property of her demand husband. The court held that under the act the widow does not become the absolute owner but only gets the same limited estate and she should have had under the traditional Hindu law Hindu woman's estate, and she could enjoy the property during her lifetime but had no absolute powers of alienation. Gift must be accepted during the donor's lifetime. If donor dies before acceptance, gift is void. Thank you.
Riddhi, thank you very much. It was a nice glimpses of the entire provisions regarding the gift deed and along with certain case laws which we have discussed here. A small token from Hammurabi to you.
Thank you so much.